Hello, this is Diana. This is my Trailblazers of the Universe YouTube channel. On my channel, I'm helping you fearlessly and unapologetically live your best, most authentic life. I am helping you break through your barriers and transcend limitations you may have. If that sounds good to you, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. So, today's weekly intuitive message is, I just made a big change in my life recently. I moved out of an environment that, let's just say, wasn't the best for my healing and was toxic in a variety of different ways. So I made a move, right, to go elsewhere. And I'm happy with the move. This was just a few days ago. And it was a good decision, right? But I noticed the thoughts come up. Anytime you're making a big move, right, that's outside of your comfort zone, something new, something a little bit scary, right? You're even comfortable in chaos, comfortable in toxicity. So I made a move out of this environment. There was a lot involved. There was grief involved. There was a family trauma involved. There was a death involved. It was a lot, and it wasn't good for me. It wasn't healthy for me to be there anymore. So I left, and I wanted to save more money. I wanted to do all these things right. I had all these, like, this perfect plan when I was going to go, but I followed my intuition. I knew it was time to go. The thing is, I'm seeing is when we make these big shifts, sometimes we have that voice in our head that comes up and tells us why this is going to work, why we shouldn't do this. And we need to really start to question the voice that's in our head. Is that really ours? You feel like you're losing it, right? You don't know what's yours or what's not. We know we've been programmed since we were born, right? We're like a sponge. Our subconscious mind absorbs everything since we were a kid. So they absorb from your parents, and if your family was toxic, you absorbed a lot of that programming, you know, a lot of their trauma even, and issues, right? Sometimes we don't, sometimes we break the ancestral trauma. That's kind of what I did, actually. When we're making these changes, we have that voice come up that says you're not good enough, that says this is not going to work for you, that says, oh, you're never going to make it. Who do you think you are, right? And it comes from the media, school, parents, as family is the first one, right? Then we go to school. Then we go friends, relationships. We take on a lot of that programming. And I'm in a relationship right now. And even that is new for me. It's someone that's healthier. It's kind of doing what I'm doing. Inspiring people and, you know, kind of some of the spiritual stuff I'm doing to help raise a conscious vibration planet, which is great. But even with that, that's something new to me. I'm not used to being with people like that. And as I'm moving forward with this person, I have the limiting beliefs come up. You're not worthy of love. You're not worthy of unconditional love. You're not going to be in a healthy relationship. All that stuff, right? Then when I moved, you're never going to be able to afford the lifestyle you want to live. Ask ourselves, where does this come from? Is that really true? Not everything you think is the truth. Not everything that enters your mind. You get about 60,000 thoughts a day. They say that 95 of them are recycled from the day before. Not all of them are true. Your mind is easily programmed. Anything you're feeding your mind with repetition, right? Content you're consuming, the things you're watching, listening to, family, friends, right? Negativity from the media. These things are all being impressed on our subconscious mind. Sometimes we didn't realize until we're older, and now we realize, and now we're trying to reprogram it. It's hard. We've had years and years of programming, right? But you can reprogram. I listen to affirmations at night sometimes. When certain things I struggle with, and it's helped a lot. I'm more mindful of what content I'm consuming, even what I'm reading, listening to, even music. Sometimes, right? If you keep listening to like a depressing song over and over again about heartbreak, you're gonna get in that state, that emotional state, right? You can start expecting that from your partner. So there's like weird things like that that happen to me, and you have to be mindful. It's not about really judging, it's just being mindful of when these things come up. Are those really my thoughts? Is that really true? Is that true that I'm not worthy of a healthy relationship and unconditional love? Or does that sound like, maybe someone told me that somewhere along the way, kept repeating something like that, or someone who was experiencing their own trauma projected that onto me and kept repeating that, right? It could be family, stuff like that. Is it really true? Never have this amount of money, right? I wonder where that comes from. And then we have, 1% of the world that has all that money, right? And they're basically projecting things onto you, like, you never have enough, it's expensive, right? All these things, right? We are in inflation, I'm not saying that's not true. But you can decide what's going to be true for you. You can just be the observer of the thoughts that come up especially the negative ones that keep repeating themselves, the ones that like are very intrusive, their limiting beliefs or their past trauma, or they could be something from a past experience, and because you experienced that, it could be something when you were a kid, or in like one relationship, or whatever, and you never healed from it, or didn't process it, or you believed it, and then you kept experiencing it over and over, and you kept repeating that pattern over and over again. So we need to step back and ask ourselves, is this really true? First of all, we can decide whether it's true or not. You can reject that programming. You can say, you know what, that's not true actually. Yes, I might have experienced this in the past, but this will not be true for me anymore. Give it a try. I'm doing that with the relationship I'm in now. When I hear that whatever is trying to like bring me down, I know I'm worthy. I know that, like I've done a lot of work on myself, but those things still try to come up. It's old programming, old trauma, old whatever. And you know, part of the paradigm shift is shifting from that state of consciousness. Is waking up out of the program. We realize we've been programmed our whole life, and waking up from the illusions, from the program. A lot of these things are illusions. They're trying to bring us down, and when they're intrusive like that, you know, we have to, where is that coming from? A lot of times we trace it back, oh, my parents, oh, that sounds like something my dad said. Oh, it sounds like something I heard on the news. I heard something on the media, oh, from school, or from this friend, like, miserable with their life, right? I hear them talking about this over and over again, right? Or, oh man, I experienced this in this relationship a long time. This person broke my heart. This means all guys are like that or something. Okay, that was true for you maybe for a moment in time. You had that experience, but that experience doesn't have to be your reality. It doesn't have to be your whole reality. You know, that was an experience you had. You kind of move through these experiences. All life is a bunch of experiences. So really start to question when these thoughts come up, these limiting beliefs, is that really true? If I believed everything that my mind told me, I wouldn't be anywhere. I wouldn't have done my YouTube channel. I would have listened and not have made the video, oh, I'm not good enough to be on YouTube. Oh, I'm never going to make it. Oh, I'm not going to help anybody. Oh, who wants to hear what I have to say? Imposter syndrome, right? But I actually have experience like I can't help people. The relationship stuff, I actually am worthy and I have a lot to offer somebody. Despite the programming, everything that's contrary to that. Even the money. I didn't move out for a while. I didn't move to get my own place because I saw it's expensive. And it's inflation was so expensive, blah, 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 all that stuff. I'm like, okay, it is kind of, but you know what? I could just manage my money better and consume less. That doesn't have to be true for me. I'm actually doing okay right now. If I listened to everyone around me, I would have stayed home. I would have stayed where I was at and like not move forward in life. Don't let these limiting beliefs hold you back. A lot of this programming is not it's programming that's passed on to you, and we can decide what's going to be true and what is not. These things come up, don't react to them, don't believe them, just kind of observe them, just where is this coming from? And then you can say, you know what, well, not today, or keep affirming the opposite of that, or finding a situation where that wasn't true. Okay, yeah, that happened in one particular situation, I might have felt the way, but this isn't true because of this. Find a way to negate it, or to just kind of observe it and not react to it, kind of just realize that that wasn't yours to begin with. It was passed on or somehow got to you, programmed into your subconscious, but it's not really yours. You see what I'm saying? You choose differently, and the best way to get out of that is to take action against that. Okay, oh, I should make YouTube do this, just take action. Make the YouTube video. Oh, I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't take this opportunity, just do the opportunity. Taking action will kind of negate that, and the more you take action towards your dream, towards whatever it is, the limiting belief, the fear you have, regardless, the more action you take towards that, that voice gets lower and lower, it almost dissolves. And then you'll keep being more comfortable, and then you'll become that different version, taking steps towards that version. Taking steps out of that old programming. Then, once you do that, you start to reprogram. You're like, oh, I actually can do this, and I actually did good. Oh, what else can I do? That kind of thing. That's all I have for today. If you like this content, hit the subscribe and like buttons. I also have a Facebook group, an Instagram, and a TikTok. Links are in my channel description and in my video description. I also offer spiritual and transformational coaching if you're interested in that. My contact information is in this video description as well. Have a good day. Namaste.